What is up, guys? It is Vincent from the Big Pro Wrestle Talk podcast here today on the newly rebranded Big Pro Wrestle Talk Network here on YouTube. And today I will be talking to you guys about how I personally would book my favorite wrestler of all time, Jeff Hardy's All Elite Wrestling debut.
Always ready! This is the final hour of all your standard. And it's just too late, but they threw it away. It's time to show that we won't know.
So it's no secret to anybody in the professional wrestling business that Jeff Hardy is without a doubt one of the greatest of all time in the professional wrestling business, whether it's WWE, TNA Impact, or hopefully in the future here, All Elite Wrestling. And to give a little backstory on him, he's been wrestling for 20 plus years. He started off literally doing trampoline shows in his backyard with his brother Matt. And since he actually faced Razor Ramon when he was like 16, which I think is pretty awesome considering I'm 19. When I was 16, that was when I was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to go into this business one day. Whether it's on screen, backstage, in the ring, out of the ring, doesn't matter. I just want to do it. And Jeff Hardy is without a doubt one of the most charismatic, hence his nickname, the Charismatic Enigma. He most definitely deserves a Hall of Fame induction. He did actually recently decline his Hall of Fame induction because he wanted to have the Hardy Boys in together, in which I can totally understand that. I completely 100% agree that it shouldn't just be Jeff Hardy, it should be Jeff and Matt Hardy, because without Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy wouldn't be in the WWE, I think, because watching that Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions lately, Jeff Hardy on there, Jeff Hardy and Stone Cold talked about how Matt Hardy is really the businessman in the team, in the duo. Jeff Hardy's literally just there having fun, and you know what? That's always good. He has Matt Hardy, his brother, always looking over him, always getting his back. Jeff Hardy, without Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy would kind of not be where he is today, I think. I think that he would never have been given that singles run ever in the WWE. I do think eventually he would have made it if he started on his own, but no, without Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, it was, I'm just going to move on from that. But it's without a doubt, Jeff Hardy is most likely going to AEW. Literally everybody is. Keith Lee just made his debut last night. Or not last night, 2 nights ago. This is Friday. So did Switchblade Jay White. Holy smoke, that was cool. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how I would book Jeff Hardy going into All Elite Wrestling. So, it starts off like this. You see Matt Hardy has the HFO with Butcher the Blade and now Andrade, so it's the AHFO. I think what is going to happen, I did see a post on Instagram yesterday. It was Matt Hardy who posted it, and it said, here, actually, let me pull it up here. It shouldn't be too hard to find. It's Instagram, just type in Matt Hardy brand. It was one of his recent posts. There it is. It says, I'm going to have a screenshot of it right here. Throwback Thursday to 2016, I thought Private Party could become this generation's Hardy Boys. Maybe I was wrong. I think that is a huge hint that Jeff Hardy is coming to AEW, and Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy are going to finish their tag team story in professional wrestling. It's most definitely going to happen, basically seeing that. So after I saw that, I was like, I wasn't planning on doing this video. The next video I was going to do is what's coming out tomorrow, is the how I would book the Road to WrestleMania 38 here. But that's coming tomorrow. So looking at the way that the teams are set up in AEW, a lot of it is very faction based. Like how I said, you have the AHFO now. You have the Best Friends. You have 2.0 and kind of the Acclaimed. But I think that the All Elite Wrestling Tag Team division is stacked as is. But I don't know. I do think that Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are going to finish their story, their tag team story, and maybe even feud. But I don't know. They kind of been teasing, especially on Dynamite the other night. They kind of had did a little hint. I saw on. I didn't really notice this until I saw it on a Instagram post. I don't remember who posted it, but it was like they kind of took a jab at WWE, like when Jeff Hardy walked out of his final match in that live show, which was, I think, very interesting to note that had happened. It was one of the reasons. I don't want to say it was one of the reasons why Jeff was fired, because I don't know the whole story. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to go out here stating facts that I don't know. So yeah, I do think that it's going to start off with Matt Hardy finally having enough with the way Private Party is, and I think they're just going to get rid of the Butcher and the Blade altogether. I think it's just going to be Private Party and Andrade, maybe. I mean, if they do that, I mean, that's cool, I guess. It's not something I'll very much like, but you know what? Everything in wrestling happens for a reason, especially in AEW. I've noticed lately. I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, Jeff Hardy. I think it's going to come out with Matt Hardy's going to say he's finally having enough. He's had enough with Private Party. He's had enough with the HFO. So I think that's why they brought Andrade in the first place, is to kind of give that swing of okay, we're going to do this. We're going to build up to Jeff Hardy coming in. Or what I think could happen is Andrade kind of takes over everything on his own. Matt Hardy has no say in it. And the Private Party and Butcher and the Blade, they all just turn on Matt Hardy. They just start attacking him one night. And then who comes out to save him but baby brother Jeff? I can see that happening. I do believe that in the future, Jeff Hardy will be in AEW. Maybe not now, maybe in the future, but I don't know. I think they're slowly hinting to that. And I also have this other theory that, say they don't bring in Jeff Hardy to do the Hardy Boys at all, I think that they can do Willow the Wisp can come in. And I don't know, because I think that there's still a lot that we can see from that character that Jeff Hardy had. I know he wanted to bring it into WWE. I'm pretty sure that's what the rumor mill was saying a few months ago, that he really wanted to bring in the Willow gimmick. But I don't know why they didn't do that, because honestly, I think that would have brought Jeff Hardy to another title reign, whether it's a world title, whether it's a mid-card title, the U.S. Intercontinental. Maybe he could have helped bring the Intercontinental title back from the slump it's been in for the past few years. I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a few years since The Miz held it. But I don't know. I think the U.S. title died when Dolph Ziggler relinquished it in 2017. I remember that I was at the SmackDown event where they announced the tournament for that, and when Daniel Bryan announced the tournament. But I'm not going to talk about that. Jeff Hardy. I don't know. I think that Willow could come into the All Elite Wrestling universe. Or maybe we can see Matt Hardy be broken or something again. And then Willow can, I don't know, maybe we can see Broken Matt versus Willow. Kind of like when Matt Hardy brought up the whole broken character back in 2016. No, 15, I want to say. I don't remember when the broken gimmick came about. I knew it was they did a Willow themed thing where oh yeah, Willow escaped Jeff Hardy. And I don't know, and then it was attacking, and then the person who was behind all of that was Matt Hardy, was the debuting broken Matt Hardy. But I don't know, maybe because I feel like that would be cool to see. But I think that would be cool in any building, not just in AEW. That could happen literally in the indie show bingo halls of screw it, I'm gonna say GCW. They can have it there or something, I don't know. I'm not saying they're a bingo hall company, even though they kind of are. But I do think that that is a possibility that they can do Willow versus Broken Matt in the future. Or maybe they can just do normal Matt Hardy, open challenge or something, and then out comes Jeff, to accept the challenge. Because we all know that his Jeff Hardy's 90-day non-compete clause from WWE does not expire until March 10th, I believe it is. How funny is it the day after that happens, the 2K22 comes out, the WWE game? Huh, that's interesting to think about. That literally just popped in my head. And he's actually an active member of the roster in that game, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, unless they change it last minute, which I don't see happening. But I do, yeah, Jeff Hardy. I don't know, like I can see them doing that sense of the broken Matt Hardy versus Willow. I do think they can just do normal Jeff versus normal Matt or big money Matt. But what I think will happen is that Private Party, Butcher and the Blade, and Andrade will just turn on Matt Hardy. Because as of late, you can even see it like on TV, like Matt Hardy was kind of like, I don't know, I'm kind of done with this. Like the Instagram post said that Matt Hardy posted. I think that we can get that Hardy Boys Private Party feud, and maybe that could be a potential passing of the torch from the Hardy Boys to Private Party, which honestly, I think that would be good for Private Party. I don't think that it would be good for their, I don't know, because they don't really get used as is, and when they do, it's in a losing matter. And I mean, when they first started in AEW, like no doubt they were going to be tag champs, but I don't know, I feel like as soon as like Matt Hardy aligned themselves with them on screen instead of just backstage stuff, with the HFO, I do think that kind of ruined Private Party a little bit. I'm not going to say entirely, because Private Party, without a doubt, is a fantastic team. They can do moves that I've never seen anybody else do. They can go in the ring, man. If I stumble upon a tag team partner one day, I would love to share the ring with them. Even though that won't happen, because I know I probably won't make it big anywhere, but still, it's just that thought of those guys can go. Those guys can wrestle. They can do anything in that ring that a lot of people can't do. And like you look at guys who are a tag team, like Paul London and Brian Kendrick back in like 2007, 2008-ish time era. I do think that maybe they if it was 2008 and Private Party was a thing, I could compare. I don't want to say compare them to London and Kendrick. I would love to see that match then, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't compare them to like in-ring ability, because I don't know. London and Kendrick, they were unique. They had their own style. But I'm gonna move away from the Private Party thing. But yes, I do think that without a doubt they are going to do Private Party versus the Hardy Boys, Team Extreme, the Hardy Brothers. They are going to do that in AEW All Elite Wrestling. If they don't, I mean, I don't think they'll do that Willow broken Matt Hardy thing, or maybe anything with like Jeff versus Matt Hardy. I don't know, because I mean, if you wanted to turn Jeff Hardy heel, I mean, I don't think they can successfully do that. Everybody's gonna love Jeff Hardy no matter what. Even when he was a heel in TNA in what was it, 2010, 11, people only didn't like him with his, like when he showed up at Victory Road against Sting and he was all, you know the story if you're a pro wrestling fan. And if you follow Jeff Hardy's career like I have, you know that story. Basically, for those who don't know, he was facing Jeff Hardy in TNA Wrestling Impact, TNA Impact, Victory Road. I think it was 2010. And Jeff Hardy was hopped up on something. I don't remember what. I don't remember if he was drunk. I don't know if he was under the influence of drugs. Don't know. But it basically, that was like Jeff Hardy's sign to like clean himself a little bit, you know. Even though he has had DUIs since then, unfortunately. That was kind of like an eye opener for him. You can watch it. There's the WWE 24 for the Hardy Boys on the WWE Network from 2017 or 2018. I can't remember, but they have. Sorry, I think they're going to do the Private Party Hardy Boys. I don't see them turning Jeff Hardy heel. They can keep Matt Hardy heel. They can capitalize on that, or maybe even Jeff Hardy can find his own team. Jeff Hardy can, I don't know, who's a tag team? Maybe Butcher and the Blade can leave the HFO and join Jeff Hardy. You never know. Or maybe if they want to turn Private Party into good guys, this is literally just popping in my head as I'm making this. Private Party can become the good guys again, and they can face Butcher and the Blade and Matt Hardy. That would be interesting. Oh, now that I'm thinking about that, if they did that, that would be cool. I do see That would sound pretty cool, wouldn't it? If they did that. But yeah, I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. So basically, what I'm saying is how they would bring in Jeff Hardy is mainly what I'm leaning towards now is that they're going to have AHFO turn on Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy's going to be the one to save him. And then they have the private party or Butcher and the Blade feud with the Hardy Boys. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you did right now, this is a special Friday episode because it would just popped in my head. It's actually, I'm filming this on Thursday, but it popped in my head today, and I thought, why not? We'll make a video on this. So thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope tomorrow you tune in for the how I would book the road to WrestleMania 38. Well, from Elimination Chamber on. All right. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Stay cool, everybody.